Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode number 26 of our Islanders Jam Mode. So, in last episode, we got the season started. We didn't pick up a new number one goalie yet, but hopefully we find something maybe at the trade deadline or something like that. But anyways, up at January 1st, we are 22-13-2. Yeah, so currently, our rookies are putting up decent numbers, except for Grellinger, who's only got that one goal in his first NHL game, but other than that, Beauvillier and Velarde have been pretty nice. So, but let's just continue simulating onwards. Yeah, let's just get this season pretty much simulated. I don't know if we'll get it all done in this episode or not. I'd like to get it done probably in this episode, so that way we could see if we make the playoffs for next episode. Because I think we could be a pretty decent team, because we're not the best team at the moment, because we've been losing games, but we started off pretty hot too to the season. We were like 8-1-0 in our first 9 games. So our first game was a 4-0 win in 2022. So that's nice. There's another win. So 2-0 to start this year. Game against our rivals, and we win again. And Detroit, we win again. So we're off to a great start to January. 4-0. And there's 5-0. So we've won 5 in a row now. And it's scouting assignment. Let's send out our scout to... We've scouted everywhere in Canada for forwards. Let's scout Russia, because Russia's got actually a lot of good prospects, probably. Rangers again. And another win. We've shut out the Rangers actually in back-to-back games, so we're starting to become the better one of the two teams. We've actually got 3 shutouts this month, so there's our first loss in a while, is against Philadelphia. And there's another shutout this month. 4 shutouts this month for whoever is in that. I don't know if it's both goalies or if it was just one. Because if it was Soderstrom only, that's a very good month to have like 4 shutouts. Like, we haven't won as much, but 4 shutouts is pretty nice. So at February 1st, we're 30-16-2. Let's just check and see if that was all Soderstrom that got all those shutouts. Because that would be pretty nice to see if he is... or if he has only got those shutouts. Like Gibson, I don't know if he would be able to get a shutout at 79 overall. So Soderstrom, 2.17 goals against average. So let's see, 6 shutouts. Yeah, so Soderstrom's playing very well this year. 6 shutouts, 928 save percentage. Gibson's starting to play a bit better. But yeah, Soderstrom's actually having a great year. Bounce back from last year, because last year, if you guys remember, he broke his toe a lot of times, so hopefully that doesn't come to that again this season. I don't think it will, but also New Jersey's kind of running away with our division. They have a 10-point lead on us, but then again, they've played a few more games, it looks like, than us, so but it looks like we have a decent enough lead that Carolina might not catch us, so hopefully this continues. We still have a lot of games left to go, though, so we can't count our chickens before they hatch. So let's just go up to the trade deadline, and then we'll see if we could find maybe a new starting goalie, and then we could send Gibson down to the minors or something. But Soderstrom's playing good as a starter, so maybe I'll just leave it that way. Or I could just make Soderstrom the starter and find a new backup goalie, something like that. So let's just send out our scout again. Any other A- places? I think Finland might be. No. Let's just go back to Canada again, because I like scouting my home and native land. Okay. Game against Anaheim. Scott Darling's on waivers. It's a goalie, but he's only 78. I don't really need him, and he's probably dropping off, so no thank you. Scott Darling's a pretty decent goalie in real life, but don't really need him. 2 more wins, so we're 34-17-2. So looks like we might have a very good record in at the end of the season. There's another one, 7-6 win too. Big win over LA. We've now won 5 in a row. Game against Pittsburgh, 6 in a row. So we're off to a great start in 2022. 7 wins in a row now. And another win, Philadelphia. So 8 wins in a row. Let's see. New Jersey's the only team ahead of us in our division, I think. And they beat us. So a great end to the month, though. Still 8-1 in the last 9 of the month. So trade deadline's upon us. Yeah. First game of March is an overtime loss as well. So 40-18-3 at the trade deadline. Wow. Let's see. Where are we in our division? We're 5 points back of New Jersey, but we have a great lead actually over like Columbus, who has the last playoff spot. We have like almost a 20-point lead, so hopefully that means we'll make the playoffs. I'd like to get farther than last year. Like, we've been able to make it to round 2 a lot, but we haven't been able to get onto that Eastern Conference Finals. So this year would be the year to do that. And considering Tavares has 1 year left on his deal, I don't know if he would want to sign with a team that can't get past the second round. So we want to make sure we make a good impression, and then we're able to sign him for like a few more years, because obviously he is our franchise guy. So yeah, let's just see what's available at the trade deadline. There has been actually a trade, it says right there. Let's just look at the trades. There's been some huge trades, it looks like. Let's check signings first. So those are the signings. Jordan Nolan signed with Detroit, and Yerky Engren. Wow, that guy's actually a really good prospect goalie. I should have signed him for the Rangers. But here's all these trades. So let's see. San Jose acquired a first-round pick, Fritz Meyer and Jonathan Bernier, in exchange for Mikkel Bodker and a third. Interesting. Dmitry Askin and Scott Darling went from Detroit to Florida in exchange for a second, Jay Weber and Dono Frio. Don't know who that is. And Philadelphia acquired Artemi Panarin, wow, in exchange for Stu Lannon, who's actually a pretty good prospect, I believe. Yeah, I think he was like a top 5 pick, I believe. He's like an elite player, so that's a huge trade there. And Steve Mason, who's another 87 overall goalie, so big trade there. Columbus acquired Sam Reinhart in exchange for Sergei Bobrovsky in a third, so Columbus getting some more nice forward prospects in exchange for Bobrovsky, who they don't really need anymore, considering Korpisalo, their starting goalie's like a 91, so those are the trades that have happened so far. Let's see if we can add to that by making a trade ourselves. I don't know if there's going to be anything available. Maybe I'll find a new backup goalie though. Let's see, proposed trade. Alright, actually I was going to go to the trading block first. See if we can find a backup. If not, we'll just leave it the same. Some prospects. Miller, Krejci, Allmark. That's not too bad actually, 83 as well. What was his trade value at? Well, very low actually. So yeah, maybe we trade for Linus Ullmark. I'll just check and see if there's anything else available that's interesting for goaltending. Crawford's too low. That'd be nice though. Pickard, that's another one of those kind of guys we could trade for. But he's a bit older, I think. Like 1 year only. But Grice, we don't want Grice back, even though that would be only on a 1 year deal. So let's see anything else. Prospect kind of guys. Oh, Shen. Ooh. Well, we don't really need a medium starter goalie at the moment because we have our good prospect goaltender. So, LaBelle, Hayes. There was another goalie prospect. Low backup. No thanks. Or maybe it was a low starter, but whatever. No, I don't want DiPietro now. Letang's on the trading block. That would be nice for 1 year, but Wayne Simmons, Tommy Wingles, Peterson, Mrazek's still there, but yeah, I think Linus Ullmark could be a solid backup. So let's see if we get what we can give up for Linus Ullmark, because he doesn't got much trade value. Maybe there's something that they are interested in. Like, he'd be better to have as their backup than, say, Gibson. So we could give up our third. But that's a really low. I don't think that would go through if we just offered a third. Yeah. Let's see. I guess we could put our third, though, still in this deal. And then we give up skaters matching block. Anybody that slow trade value, Kostelak. He was complaining about his ice time, and those scratch guys are. Except for Lawton, actually. So, but I would like to keep Kostelak. Anybody for goaltending? No goalies matching back block. We could, wow, I just realized, holy shit, McMillan's growing a lot, actually. Yes, I think he was only like a 60-something out of the draft, but he's up to a 70 already. The season hasn't ended yet, but he's going to be definitely ready for the HL probably by next season. His stats are not the best at the moment, but he's still growing, so that's nice. Let's see. Goalies. We have actually a lot of fringe starting goalies and stuff like that. We could give him one of these guys. Let's just give up Stutzel. That gives them a goaltender for the future, and yeah, I think that could go through. Yep, there you go. So Stutzel, a prospect goalie that we don't really need. And a third, and we got Linus Ullmark. So let's go to roster moves. So alright, we got a new backup goalie. So yeah, Linus Ullmark stays there, and Gibson sent down the minors. That's good. Let's just edit our lines. So yeah, I think that was a smart move, because since Soderstrom's having a good season, why not just pick up a backup for 1 year? And maybe if Soderstrom doesn't have a good season next year, kind of for some reason, we can pick up a new starter. And then Gibson, I guess down here, yeah, Gibson can replace Arnold's, because I don't think we can call him up even. So yeah, we'll put Gibson and Holt, reunite those two. So that's that. So yeah, I think that's all we're gonna make at the trade deadline. All that for trades, because I don't think we really need to trade for anything else, because I don't really want to mess up with player chemistry that much. So but yeah, let's go up to April 1st. So this is pretty much our last big month of the season. First game on the Wednesday, we lose, but then we win in a shootout, so that is good. Oh, sorry, I have to stretch. My back is just getting sore from sitting in this chair. Send out our scout. Let's go back to the OHL for 5 weeks. Oh yeah, that was a 7-1 win over Tampa 1 and a 3-0 win. Still looks like nothing changed really with how our team's performing. There's 2 more shutouts. Wow. Soderstrom might have 8 shutouts by now, unless Ullmark picked up one of those. But I think it was a pretty decent trade to pick up Ullmark. We didn't really need that Stutzel prospect, because he was a 6th round draft pick. And he's only a fringe starter, so. And then the 3rd round pick, I don't think we're going to need really much of our picks this year, because I think we might have a decent season, like a decent playoff simulation as well. I don't know for 100% sure, but our AHL team's playing well as well. They're like 44, 20, and 4, so they could have actually a good playoffs down there as well. Even though they don't have as good of prospects as they did last season, they have pretty good defensive prospects, I believe, like Saarinen and Tarasov and whatnot. So we're at April 1st, so it looks like for sure we're going to be making playoffs, I think. Let's just check for sure. Yep, we've already clinched a playoff spot, so that is awesome. I don't know who we're going to be up against. Probably a new team, maybe. I don't know who it would be against, but maybe a new team this year that we have not played yet, so that'd be nice. Washington's actually not even in the playoffs, which is kind of surprising. I don't know if Ovechkin retired. I think he might have down the road, like a few years ago. If not, he's retiring soon. Okay, so April 1st, let's just get this month done as well, and then we can see who we're going up against in round number 1 for next year, or for this year. It's good that we've already clinched. I think we have a good enough team to do a decent job in the playoffs. If Soderstrom keeps up his regular season stats, then yeah, I say we have a good season, or a good playoffs. Because he has actually had really good shutouts and stuff like that. Like, look at that. We have over 50 wins. I think this is our best season probably in this entire GM mode series. So. And when we get our 54th win, I'm just gonna say okay to that. Yes, our 53rd win, nice. So, what a season. We didn't finish the best in our division because New Jersey was pretty good as well. But we finished with a 53, 24, and 5 record. So let's just check our player stats, and then we'll see who we're up against though. In the next round. So actually, let's just sim it and see it first to season end. So we're up against the Carolina Hurricanes in round number 1. We've made a few trades with them before, so I don't know if they have still any of those guys like Nick Bonino. I don't remember who else would be there, but hopefully they're not that scary of a team. The other matchups are Ottawa, New Jersey, Florida, and Toronto, and Philly in Boston. Then you get in the West, the Dallas Stars and the Jets, the Flames, and the Blues, who are looking for a third cup in 4 years, actually, too. So LA in Edmonton, and Anaheim in Nashville. So, yeah, let's just go sim up to the first game of the playoffs. So that's that. Let's just check our player stats for this season. Looks like Dal Colle had another great season. Yep. 86 points. So Dal Colle's our leading point man again, and only 4 penalty minutes. Wow. Okay, that's very nice. So 86, 81 points for Tavares, 72 for Hosang. So yeah, that first line very well done. Ryan Strome 48, Prince 45, Barzal 45. Lindholm had a better season than last year, but only 10 goals. He is a playmaker after all of those. So Beauvillier, Carlson, and Pulock all 37 points. Beauvillier had a pretty good rookie season. He's still only in 80s, so he might not grow to be much for us. Velarde actually had 36 points as well, still in 83. Leddy 33, David Savard 31, Matthew Tkachuk 23, Gauthier 23, Wilderspoon 22. Grellinger only had 11 points, but 7 goals, 4 assists. So 7 goals is pretty good for a rookie, especially a defenseman. Scandal at 7 points. So everybody put up pretty decent numbers. Not gonna lie on that. Goaltending. So yeah, Soderstrom had 9 shutouts and Allmark had 4. I don't know how much he had with us. Allmark actually played a lot of games as well with Buffalo as their starting goalies. So I don't know if Buffalo even has a good goalie now, but see, Allmark went 20, 26, and 6. So yeah, Buffalo's just in a rebuilding stage. Gibson had decent numbers when he was up here. But look at that. Soderstrom, 2.3 goals against average is pretty decent. 47, 22, and 2. But look at this. 9 shutouts. That's pretty good for an 85. And a 924 save percentage. So, very good year for Linus Soderstrom. So, let's see. What time is this video at? 18:08. So, let's just check what was the best thing with our team this season, and then we'll check the lines for the Carolina Hurricanes. Julien Gauthier and actually Elias Lindholm are playing against their former team in round number 1, so that's a bit of a story right there. So let's just see goals for, alright, actually average wise, we were the 6th best team for goals for per game, so we scored a lot of goals. Goals against per game, we were the 3rd best goals against team, so we're good offensively and defensively. Power play was still pretty good though, 20.7%, but like way down here. Buffalo had the best power play, even though they were one of the worst teams, I think. Penalty kill. Our penalty kill was the best in the league at 87.7%. We only allowed 22 power play goals on almost 200 attempts, so very nice power play, our penalty kill for the season, and our last 10, 6, 3, and 1. So that is that. So yeah, let's just check the Carolina Hurricanes lines for the playoffs. So we'll go play, even though we're not going to play it, and we're going to go like that, and then we're going to go view the lines. Hopefully they don't have any huge studs. I don't think they do, but let's see, view opponents. So first line, Teravainen 84, so he's not the best actually at all. And you got Rask, who's an 88, and Zigov, who's an 85. So 2 playmakers and a sniper. So only Rask is pretty good, but the rest are just eh. The second line, you got Brock Nelson, our former player. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us in the ass. He was part of that Julian Gauthier trade because we had to move him because we had too much forwards. How has he actually been in Carolina? 41 points. He had 47 last year, so pretty decent player for them. But only an 85 again. Jordan Staal, 86, and Sebastian Aho, 85, so not the best top 6 for sure. Then you got Phil DiGiuseppe, 85, and Alexis Sorella, 84, and Marcus Foligno, 84. So actually a lot of a nice medium 80s. That's a pretty good third line. So fourth line, Benoit Pouliot, 82, Henrik Ackerman, who's 2018 first round pick. This guy might be something for Carolina down the road. He's a power forward too, so 83. And Nick Bonino, another former player of ours, is still there. So we got two former players playing against us, Brock Nelson and Nick Bonino. Defensively, they have Liljegren, who's a very good defenseman. I forgot about Liljegren. 90 overall. Then you have Falk, who's an 89 on the second one. So yeah, a lot of good defensemen. Noah Hannafin, who's an 88. Bogosian, 85. And Nicolishin and McCowan, who are both 83, 82. So three great defensemen, and then the rest are they're decent enough. Goaltending, they have a pretty stud goaltender, 87, Alex Nedeljkovic, and Boris Vishnevsky is their backup. So if Nedeljkovic goes down with an injury, Vishnevsky would be their starter, which is not very good for them. So, and then scratch, they have Pesci, they have Stanislav Svitov, and Hayden Fleury. So just defensemen. So if any of their players go down with an injury, they're gonna have to replace them with a forward or a defenseman. So that's not good for them, but that's what their lines look like. Oh yeah, I just realized we didn't even have any injuries at all that season. Huh, that's interesting. So anyways, that's the lines for the Carolina Hurricanes going into round number 1. So it's gonna be interesting to play against our former players. But yeah, so that's gonna do it, guys, for this episode of our Islanders Gym Mode. So I guess we'll see you guys back up here with episode number 27 when we face the Carolina Hurricanes. Thanks guys for watching. See you guys next time.